The last month of summer is soon here. We still have some good games left this summer and some interesting titles to keep an eye on. So let's take a look at some upcoming games releasing in August. First up we have Sword of Convalaria, a tactical RPG with some beautiful pixel graphics. I get some serious Final Fantasy Tactics vibes from this game. It seems like an ambitious game with a grand story, big anime voice actors, an intricate turn-based combat with flashy moves, but the game is free to play. It's also on the mobile, which tells me the game should have some gacha mechanics. I can't really find anything about this, but you do recruit characters in the game, you train and equip them to form your own team, so getting new characters is most certainly going to involve gacha if I had to guess. The question for me will be how bad it's going to be. The game is free to play, so I don't really have an issue with it if it doesn't hinder the progression in the game. I'm not the biggest fan of grindy games that drag out the story for no reason, so that will kind of determine if I'm gonna play this game. That and how good the story is, and if the monetization system is reasonable. Developed by XD, release is planned for 1st of August. Then we have Eden Genesis, a fast-paced platformer set in the future where an illness is killing everyone with cybernetic implants. The character Leah you're playing joins an experimental treatment to cure this illness, and will have some monumental tasks before her. I like the setup of the game, and I hope the story can deliver in the long run. I think the gameplay looks fun as well, with some precise platforming, some platforming puzzles to challenge you. The combat looks a bit simple, but it also seems to feed the platforming more than being a combat system, but we'll see how deep that goes. The setting is definitely futuristic with some cyberpunk-esque vibes to it, but yeah, looks like a great platforming game. Developed by Eternum Game Studios, release is planned for 6th of August. Next up we have Preserve. This is a puzzle game all about building up nature, creating ecosystems in different biomes. Balance seems to be key here with a card system and scoring. The game is played on an hexagon board where you can build both horizontal and vertical as you place plants and animals. Each biome comes with its own plants and animals, and of course challenges. There are a few game modes in the game. You have your standard game mode, harmony mode, a dedicated puzzle mode, and free play where you can mess around with all the game's pieces. I really like puzzle games, and especially games that aren't your most typical ones. There are certainly games like Preserve, but all the elements in this make it very interesting to me. Developed by Bitmap Galaxy, release is planned for 8th of August. Next up we have Deathbound. This is a Souls-like where you play as a party of 4 characters. It looks like the type of combat that most gacha games use these days, where you can switch characters, use their abilities, and combine them for combos. This is however set in a dark futuristic setting where civilization has fallen. I think the game looks great in the trailers, but I looked at some gameplay as there is a demo of the game and it looks a bit clunky. I hope they have fixed that. The animations are a bit slow, but I think the concept and the combat looks fine. I do like the whole switching heroes mechanic and that there are combos that you can pull off between the characters. I do also get a bit of Remnant vibes from the game, and that's definitely from the setting and kind of the character design. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I think the combat is really going to be the make or break moment for this game, if it works or not. But yeah, I'm very interested to test this game when it has its full release. Developed by Trial Forge Studio, release is planned for 8th of August as well. Next we have I Am Your Beast. I do think this game is awesome. I played it during the last Steam Next Fest and have it in my video of gems from that fest. This game has it all in a neat little package. You play as a retired secret agent that have been asked too many times to complete one last job. And instead of doing one last job, you start a war against a covert operation initiative that you used to belong to. From the demo I played, the game is hilarious with some fast combat. The levels are small, at least in the beginning, and you're trying to kill everything and make it to the end as fast as possible. You're doing this with limited resources and you can basically use anything around you. A very fun game, I highly recommend it. Developed by Strange Scaffold, release is planned for 15th of August. Then we have Farewell North. A very chill game from what it looks like, where you play as a dog, a border collie to be more precise. In the game you are on a journey to restore color to the world. I don't know why, but it looks really good. A lot of exploration in the game, some puzzles, and a story all about saying farewell. It looks a bit rough when it comes to the animations and a bit of the environment, but overall I really like the concept and the color mechanics. and I do think this could be a really cool game, but I really hope the gameplay is there to support the story throughout the whole game. Developed by Kyle Banks, release is planned for 15th of August as well. Next up we have Akimbot. I get some serious Ratchet & Clank's vibe from this game. This is a third-person action platformer. It looks like the game has some great humor in it. There seems to be some good variety in the gameplay and environments. You can drive tanks, fly spaceship, cars. You of course do a lot of shooting and some platforming as well. You of course gain new weapons, you can also upgrade them. I'm very excited for this game, it looks great. What I'm most concerned about is the story. I hope it's at least decent to make me want to play through the whole game. Developed by Evil Raptor, release is planned for 29th of August. Then we have Gory Cuddly Carnage. This game, where to start? I mean, just the name, Cuddly Carnage. Oh boy, this is also an action-adventure game with a lot of character. You play as Gory, a cat out for blood as the human race have been destroyed. The combat seems combo based with some cool moves. You also have a hoverboard to utilize in combat and in platforming segments. The game doesn't seem to take itself serious at all. I hope it's done well, as it's a fine balance to get that right. And I hope the humor is on point throughout the whole game and doesn't get stale. The combat looks alright. There is different weapons in the game, of course. You have moves you unlock as you play as well. I hope there's enough variety and flexibility here. Developed by Angry Demon Studio, release is planned for 29th of August as well. Breachway should have been released back in March, but have been delayed a few times now. It will finally be released at the end of August, if it isn't delayed again. I've had my eye on this game for a while now, and I think it looks great. It's a roguelite deck builder where you assemble a crew, choose your ship, equip it and head out exploring. There are a lot of ships, parts and crew to hire, and they are represented by cards you use in combat. There are also factions in the game to side with, which will grant you powerful arsenals to use. They might also help you or hinder you in your progress. You can also encounter pirates to do some trading with or fight with, as you try to seek out the mysterious signal. Breachway have been wishlisted over 100,000 times, very impressive. Might also be why the developers might feel some pressure in making a perfect game. It looks really good so far. I'm glad they're taking their time, it should be finished as they want it to be. But yeah, hopefully we'll get the release at 30th of August. This one is developed by Edgeflow Studio. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!